evaluating exponents. And what this means is we want to find the actual numerical value of what's represented here. So 3 squared would actually equal 9. All right? And this is going to be very, very useful for both when you try to factor and when you try to expand. Um, it's good for when you try to find the greatest common factor and least common multiple. And when you go to algebra, it will be very, very useful just to be able to identify patterns very quickly. All right? So let's go ahead. 4 squared is 16. Anything to the 0 power is going to be 1. 0 to the 5th power will be 0, because 0 multiplied by itself 5 times will be 0. One thing to note, though, for our class, we will consider 0 to the 0 power as 1. So you should remember that. This will be 1. Right? 1 to the 0 power is still going to be just 1. Okay? And this is important to recognize because there's very important properties that stem from this. Okay? What is 1 to the power of 1? That's going to be 1. 1 to the power of anything is going to be 1. When we go further from here, what is 7 raised to the power of 1? Well, 7 to the 1 is 7. Right? Anything raised to the power of 1 will be itself. Okay? 2 to the 0 is going to be 1. 0 squared is going to be 0. This will be 1. 2 to the 5 is 32. 2 to the 1 is 2. 9 raised to the first power is still going to be 9. Right? These are relatively simple. 7 to the third power, that's going to be 7 times 7 is 49. And 49 times 7, one of the easy ways to do this is actually to think that, 49 is just 50 minus 1. So when I multiply, I can use the distributive property and say that this is going to be 7 times 50 minus 7 times 1. So it's going to be 350 minus 7, which is 343. Otherwise, you can just calculate it or have it memorized, but just a cool little trick, right? 5 raised to the 4th power, so 5, 25, 125, 625, right? And we can multiply it out just like that. When we go further, what is the cube of 9? Remember, when you think cube, you think 3D. It has 3 different sides kind of going into different dimensions. So this will actually be 9 times 9 times 9, right? 9 times 9 is 81. 81 times 9 is 729. So bingo. You should really have the powers of 2 and 3 either memorized or just very familiar with how to calculate, right? 2 to the 8th, well, let's count together, ready? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, right? And so that's going to be 2 to the 8th. So 256. Notice if we go 2 to the 9th, 2 to the 10th, those are also very important. 2 to the 9th will be 512, and 2 to the 10th will actually be 1024. So if we work off of 2 to the 10th, that is very, very close to 1000. What is the cube of 5? So 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Excellent. 2 cubed is going to be 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Okay? Remember, don't make the simple mistakes, right? And you have to get very, very familiar with what this notation means. This means 2 cubed. What is 3 to the 6th power? So we're going to go 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729, right? And you're going to be able to start recognizing some of these patterns very quickly because we'll learn how to manipulate exponents using the properties and identities related to exponents, okay? So there you go.